Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. But here's Riot Scruffy with the Summoner's Rift team with early details on Preseason 2021 changes, sharing our goals for Preseason 2021's gameplay changes. Hi everyone, it might feel weird to talk about Preseason in June, but we want to start the conversation early so you have plenty of time to prepare and give feedback. When we developed last year's Preseason, Rise of the Elements, we wanted to expand and evolve League of Legends in an unexpected and exciting way. Elemental Rifts add even more spice, and each game of League presents a new challenge. When looking at all of the possibilities for this year's Preseason, we decided to take a different approach. This year, we're going to invest in League's future by building up and refining one of League's foundational gameplay systems. Preseason 2021's gameplay changes will focus on fully upgrading the item shop interface and a top-of-bottom rework of the item system. Oh, that's interesting. It's worth saying that there's a lot of satisfying, well-designed items in the current system, and that most of the item system's fundamentals are solid. Keeping the best parts of the system is one of our central philosophies. We only want to improve or replace the areas that aren't fulfilling their potential. In terms of change, we're estimating something like 34 retained, 33% improved, and 33% new. In this blog, we're going to lay out some of our goals and philosophies around items in League of Legends to start the conversation with you all that we hope will bring to this preseason. Okay. The ideal item system. The first step was to revisit and refine our stance on what the item system is meant to do for League and what the ideal system would look like. Here are our current principles and some thoughts on how to close to that ideal we are today. Items provide power for early game consequences and high moments. The core reason for the item system's existence is so players become powerful over the course of the game at different paces, with early successes generating gold that pushes your item build ahead of your opponents. Every outplay or misplay creates consequences for your power later in the game, but not so much that comebacks are impossible. This ensures that there's meanings to actions at all stages of the game, and enables the rare but extremely satisfying game where you individually carry. I like how they're saying that it's pretty rare that you can individually carry a game in League. A team-based game, mind you, so there is kind of that argument, but I'm not going to get into it in this video. Current assessment, very good. We're feeling pretty good about the current state of snowball and power curves in the game. This preseason shouldn't dramatically shift the overall power or gold efficiency of items in the game. Items are satisfying to earn and use. Each game has a miniature RPG loop where your champion powers up from weak to godlike strength. The item system is key to making the ascent into power feel earned and satisfying. Current assessment, good. The gold system for earning items rewards skilled play. However, there are many iconic and satisfying items in the system today. Others have a lot of hidden, hard to notice power that makes them feel weak or unsatisfying. Reactive item choices add game-to-game variance and reward strategy. Do they though? Okay, anyways. Unlike runes, you can continuously adjust your item builds based on what's happening in the game. We want players to react and read to each game's unique happenings with smart item choices that lead to higher success than if they build the same things in the same order every game. Current assessment, okay. And just a side note, I'd agree with that because like as an AD carry player, when triple crit became a thing, you'd be hard pressed to find people that would be like, oh no, you should actually adapt your build by like the third item to something that's going on in the game. It's like, no, triple crit no matter what. It's like, no, but yes, but no, and it's kind of a whole thing right now. It's probably why they say that the current assessment is in fact just okay. This depends heavily on which class or champion you look at, with some being about right, some with not enough new interests, marksmen, wait, we just talked about that, didn't we? And they said that. And some with too many effects that overshadow their champions' kits, enchanters. The item system is intuitive. With a deep and complex item system, the choices, stats, and the ways you acquire items should be clear and intuitive. Current assessment, poor. This is a clear area of improvement for us in many areas. Navigating the shop, the way stats stack and interact, and understanding trade-offs between items and uniques and stats are all areas that we could improve. A lot of prospective players who might love League are scared away by the impenetrable item system in their first few games. We believe learning the item system over time is a key part of growing as a League player, but an unintuitive system can be a roadblock to believing it's possible to achieve that growth. To this point, I'll even throw in, when I first started playing League, custom games and PvP games, I didn't know items were a thing. I did the Thornmail on Ashling and ARAM like everybody does before they finally took that away, but I didn't even know where the thorn mail really came from, to be honest. I guess I wasn't really paying attention, so I would go into games with no items. And then there was a time I'd go into the game with no starting item. I'd be like, hey, that's like 400, 500 gold I just get to start with, so when I go get killed in lane over and over because I'm dumb, I'll at least have 500 gold ahead of my opponent. So yeah, I think that's a good kind of goal to have there to try and make that maybe feel a bit better and stuff like that too, especially for new players, because that can be an experience you can go through. Don't be me, by the way. Don't be me. Don't ever be me. Be better than me at all times. Goals for this preseason. With a redefined understanding of the ideal system and where we're falling short, we establish our goals for this year's preseason rework. Item purchasing is quick and intuitive. Every champion can make strategic decisions through item choices in every game. Item builds enable exciting ways to master your champion. Items feel especially powerful and enhance your champion's fantasy. Iconic items are retained and you don't have to relearn everything from scratch. Polishing every item. Beyond our goal for the project overhaul, we also laid out some principles we think every item should meet in order to hit our highest assigned quality. Items have a clear, unique, and single purpose. We want every item in the shop to have a clear purpose that sets it apart from other choices in the shop. Multiple items overlapping in purpose or items with confused or conflicting mechanics undermine the clarity of choices and bloat the system overall. Items fit one of two archetypes, either a contextual purpose or a kit augment. In addition, or picking apart the successful items that have been improved over the games for years, we discovered that items in general can be broken down into two major types. Contextual purpose, situational items that allow players to counter certain champions or events in the game, like Quicksilver Sash. Kit augments are items that are pickable in any game and have satisfying synergy with champion kits to make them feel more complete, like Lichbane. Interesting build paths provide variety and small choice opportunities. Great legendary items, tier 3, have smaller choices peppered throughout each component or advanced item choice. Small optimizations to respond to a lane matchup. If I'm building Trinity Force, do I build Stinger for the long all-ins or Sheen for the trade first? Or risk-reward trade-offs. By buying smaller and saving up for a bigger component, I have 1100 gold. Do I back for Pickaxe or risk staying for BF Sword? Stay for BF Sword, that's the answer by the way. Are good examples of this working well. Item design is elegant, and we use only the mechanics that we need. Over time, a lot of items have accumulated some unnecessarily bloat in the number of stats and passive effects. We can do the work to focus items into the needed stats and mechanics for them to effectively deliver their purpose. Item contributes to overall healthy game, but not by removing counterplay and weaknesses. We want the item system to move the game closer to an ideal state where all champions have clear weaknesses and counterplay, as well as the right durability, utility, and damage output. Durability, are items going to break after a while of using them? Is this like Breath of the Wild? Hold on now. Reactor counter item choices should confer an advantage against the right opponent, but not completely negate them. Additionally, they are meant to come at a significant cost to the champion's ideal build path. For example, diverting into a defensive item should significantly lessen DPS than the pure offensive alternatives, but it's still the right choice against a fed assassin. Basically what I was saying earlier, usually for like the third item in the game, I kind of look at is like the mid lane mage strong. Maybe I should at least build the Hexdrinker item if I don't build a full Mile of Mortius. Or if an assassin's strong, maybe I should start building towards Guardian's Angel. Yeah, it does mean my DPS will be different and weaker and delayed, but I want to live to actually get to that late game where it will be delayed too, instead of just dying over and over to Zed or something, right? So you gotta think about that stuff when you're playing this game. And some people, they just tunnel vision on like triple crit and stuff, and it actually honestly really bothers me. I don't like that. The big shop upgrade. Up last but definitely not least is the shopping interface. There's a ton of room for improvement here. While nothing's been finalized yet, we do have early concepts to illustrate some of our design directions. Broadly, there are two main types of users for the shop, so we want to create versions of the interface that serve each player in the different ways that they want. So recommended items. Recommended items are for the players wanting a more guided experience. Show me the best choices but don't overwhelm me. Better recommendations. Compared to our current handmade recommended items pages, which can easily be found to be out of date, we want to directly integrate our data to have always up-to-date recommendations based on highly skilled player choices. Focus changes. Not every item is equally valuable at any given point in the game, and the shop can make it quite hard to find valuable choices since it presents hundreds of options at once. We want recommended items to dramatically surface the top few choices to players at any point in the game. Don't remove the strategy. Even though this is a core or more curated shop experience, we still want the present options or present options to players, not a linear build path. Knowing when it's right for the game to go Thornmail versus Randuin's is still a decision we want to leave to the player. Contextual analysis. Helping less experienced players gain experience with reactive item decision making is a core goal. So we're adding some new systems to analyze the allies and enemies in each game to show which items offer effective counters and synergies. Holy heck, wait, that's actually maybe huge. So like the game's gonna be like, hey, there's a Fed Mundo. If you get he has Thornmail. So if you just keep DPSing, you're not gonna survive long. You need life steal. Stuff like that. It's gonna be like, that could actually be really cool. Maybe I'm hyping that up too much, but it could be cool. All items is for the advanced player that already knows the shop inside and out. Give me all of my options in one place, fast and easy access. All items that you need on one screen. This is for the one-stop shop, literally for an expert player to go and find and purchase items with the fewest clicks possible. Consistent position. With the investor player in mind, we want to make this a place where items are placed in logical layouts on the screen and we move them rarely if at all. This can allow you to develop muscle memory over time and learn where each item lives in the shop. The data enhancements. We want to integrate our new data capabilities into all of items interfaces to highlight variable items for your champion. Finding items and quickly buying will be easier than ever. This is only the beginning of the long and exciting road to preseason. We're reevaluating our plans as early as possible so that we can see and process as much of your feedback as we can. Thanks again for playing, and we look forward to forging an incredible future in League of Legends together. The Summoners Rift team. Over on Twitter, Riot Scruffy added, we're going through every class's items and solving problems, filling needed gaps and reworking old and unhealthy items. So each class will have its own smaller set of goals and changes tailored to what they may need. And there you have it. There's the preseason rework for the items shop and stuff coming, a possible cool, neat thing where the game might scan like what's exactly going on in the game and such like that. But what do you think, right? Because some people are saying runes are partly the problem, some people are saying items are partly the problem. It looks like they're at least going after items in the preseason, and they might touch on other stuff by then too. We'll have to wait and see. But comment in the comment section down below with what you think about this preseason rework idea. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next. We'll just have to wait and see. So until next time, take care and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching.